It's July 26th. I just pulled up here on the Blackwater River farm, and as I went across the bridge, the river is out, and which means I'll be limited on where I can even go on the farm. But I've been getting pictures all evening of looks like a pretty big group of does and fawns on the farm, and they're all pushed up here on the north end where the food plot is, and there's clover, and it makes sense that they'd be up there. But it also makes sense that the river's, you know, pushing game up here. And I actually just had a looked like a young turkey hen just came flying up from towards the river and landed here in where I park, right in front of the truck. So I grabbed my phone real quick to get a little video of it, but she quickly figured out she didn't want to hang out here with me. But I'm a little apprehensive about going in there and spooking out a bunch of deer. They don't have it. They can't go to the river because it's flooded, and I'd hate to push a bunch of does out of here. I think they'll probably hold tight as long as I stay on trails and stay on the food plot. So I'm going to go in there and see what it might be too muddy to really mess around, but I wanted to spray and do some deer stand work. You know, all the chores are pretty well caught up except for a few things that I want to do. Home farm too. I've sprayed, and sorghum's planted and fertilized, and looking good. It's been a great year as far as rain. We've had timely rain for everything you want to do with food plots and stuff. You know, we've had a nice little rain in the forecast to you know, to aid in that. But so the next thing, and really the last thing outside of the few, you know, chores I want to do, is to plant fall food plots. And I've prepped those ones at the home farm. As far as spraying, got one here that the weeds have been controlled pretty well with ground cover from the old milo stalks have kind of covered the ground and kept the weeds at bay. But definitely need to spray one more time. So I'm going to go in here and see about that, and I may pull a few SD cards to see if I've got any pictures of bucks that the cell cameras didn't pick up. So I'm going to go in here and just see what we can do. You know, we're getting close to season, close enough to start really thinking about it. Been shooting my bow a lot. That feels good. You know, dialed in really well. Shoulder feels good. So excited about the upcoming year. I think there's going to be some great things with whitetail dimension. So we're just going to keep prepping, and we'll see what happens. Well, about half the farm, at least half the farm, is underwater, and some of that might be showing up on camera, but the mosquitoes, wow, are unbelievable. And I got a thermocell burning right there. I got a camera right there I can check, and then I'm going to get out of here. It looks like I will be able to, you know, that's why we put the food plot up there. It's really the only place on the farm where you or you could put it, although it lays out pretty perfectly, but you know, a few puddles, but you know, that's high enough ground up there that it stays dry when it's like this. But man, the mosquitoes are unreal. So I'm gonna pull a card and get out of here and go spray. And well, I got that plot sprayed. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this stand while I'm here. This is the stand. It's over the clover plot, and it's kind of hard to see on down the plot, but it's on the edge of the food plot. I can access it really easily from basically, it's about 50 yards from where I park my truck. I killed the first buck taken off this farm in 23 was shot out of this stand. 30-yard shot with a bow, neck shot. But after hunting this spot for a few years, I've realized that it needs to be almost a quarter turn, not quite a quarter turn. I need to be able to see back into that bedding. I need to have my eyes back in there so somebody doesn't sneak up on me. And need to do a little trimming. Every couple years, these stands, you know, you kind of got to trim back your shooting lanes, or you just won't have a shooting lane. I actually have a couple, well, at least one stand at the home farm that it's unhuntable until I get in there and cut some brush. So I'm gonna try to still get that done this year. It's a tripod stand back on the persimmon plot. Sun's coming out. The mosquitoes have been horrible today, but I got one burning there. I got another one right here I'm going to put in my back pocket as I do this tree stand work. It's kind of miserable this time of year, but work's got to be done. So I'm going to get this one fixed up and probably get out of here. I need to work on another stand down at the end of this plot, but I'm not 100% sure if it's the right thing to do, so I might hunt that one more year as it is. And it's another situation where, you know, just need to give that stand a quarter, maybe a little more than a quarter turn to have my eyes in the direction that these bucks could potentially be coming from. So we'll see if I get around to doing that one, but gonna get to work here. Well, that turned into a lot of work. So I just quit filming there at the end, but I like the setup of it. Turned the stand about 90, 100 degrees. Moved it to a different trunk of that tree, and I can put eyes back in that bedding. That's Whitetail Dimension custom bedding back in there. And then I blocked off, it wasn't a heavily used trail, but they were definitely, had a little trail coming right through there, and I want to discourage that. It's a good way to get busted with a trail right at the base of your tree, but it's all in. I won't be back here till it's time to kill Big Boy.